Hi there. Hi.
Welcome to the jungle.
Primp it.
Okay, so guys.
So good. Remember last week when we talked about looking on Zillow and getting started, trying to find a realtor, and how long you typically look on Zillow before you actually buy a house? Well, now we're going to talk about what to do once you find your realtor and you start talking about going out there and looking. We have Venessa Eck here with us. She's a local lender here in McMinnville. She also has an office in Sherwood. And she came in today to help us figure out what this getting pre-approved thing is all about. I know typically it makes people a little nervous to talk about their finances, but it really is, it's the best first step you can take once you decide you want to buy a home. Vanessa, how do you guys start the process when you're talking to someone? When I or someone else decides that they want to buy a house and we come to you and say, okay, I'm ready, what do I need to do first?
What we need to do is have a quick phone conversation over the phone, or you can apply online. We have our links on our website, or I can email it to them. The first thing, though, that we want to do is we want to review their income, assets, and credit so that they're fully pre-approved on that side of the transaction, so that when they go out shopping with you to find the property, which is the fourth component of the loan, we'll know what they qualify for, what their monthly payment's going to be, their loan program, have an idea of what the costs and the interest rate's going to be.
Perfect. That way too, it's also like a security blanket for the realtor as well, because then we know what you can spend, you know what you can spend. It makes the relationship so much easier, and it's more open once you have that lender secured, because you can figure out your payments easily, you can call them when you need them. It just makes everything so much smoother.
Sidebar caveat to that. It's also really important once you start this process and you are pre-approved. I just want to put this out there because some people don't realize, don't go buy a couch, don't go buy a new appliance on credit, don't go buy a car, don't go buy anything.
Don't buy anything. Freeze your assets.
Don't do anything that's going to affect your credit, because that will be reran at the very end, like a soft pull to verify what the new balances are. So those things are tracked throughout the transaction.
What are some of like the snafus that you guys see when someone becomes pre-approved? Does the pre-approval ever expire?
So your credit report will expire after about 90 days, but I tell people that your pre-approval stays as good as your information stays the same at this current time. So if interest rates start to flux or change, we need to evaluate maybe what their purchase power is. If we have any change in jobs, or we have any changes in assets, any changes to the credit report, we need to be notified, and we'll also be reaching out to you to check in on you to see if anything has changed as well.
Perfect. Communication is the most important step in all of these things, between yourself and your realtor, or between yourself and your lender. It's always important to tell us whenever something changes so we can update the lender ourselves, or you can. It's really your choice, but the goal is to make sure that all the information's up to date so you can actually buy that adorable farmhouse when you walk into it and you see it, and we don't find out later that you had a job change or something happened and we were unaware.
And the other caveat to that, when you choose a lender, for me, and I know for Katie too, we like to work with people that we've worked with before. So if we recommend somebody to you, it's because we know they're going to communicate well with us, and they're going to keep us, if there is a snafu, then we're informed so we know what to do, or if we need to do an extension because you're paying off this or that, then we're aware of that. Sometimes there are lenders that kind of are ghost, or you just do something online, and it's really hard to get a hold of those people. So be careful who you're giving your information to. Please ask your realtor who they like to work with, because I do think that that's an important part of the process.
It's so important to work with someone who's local, like Venessa. She's a real human being. I can see her, I can call her, I talk to her. email, she answers. She has a wonderful team as well, full of real people that I've met and I know. It's so important to have that and to be able to swing by their office if you need to sign something or call them on the phone, even in the evenings. I know it's not that great, but we are available and we are here, and that's why it's so important to listen to your realtor. I mean, you interviewed us and you trust us. That's how we serve you better, as we have these relationships where we can help you with a lender.
So you've got documentation, you kind of know where to go. What kind of loan programs do you offer? Because everybody's different. Tell me about what.
Yeah. So everybody's going to be different, and one of the things of being a mortgage advisor is I'm going to look at their whole financial picture as a whole and then figure out what programs are available to them, and we'll discuss the pros and the cons of each program so that we can put them in a residential loan such as a USDA loan, which is a 100% program. There's a FHA program, there's conventional. There is, did I say VA already? We've got to get our veterans in there. We also have some state VA programs that are really great for our veterans. But we will look at it as a whole and go over it with the client to make sure that we're best advising them for the best program that's going to fit their needs.
So I want to go back to the beginning where people are pulling their credit score, they're giving you documents, their personal income, and they're nervous. How do you soothe that? How do you?
My team and I have been doing this for quite some time, and we do understand the nerves and the stress that it is to buy a home. It's one of most people's biggest purchases of their lifetime. And so one of the things that we do is that we have really curtailed how we ask those questions to where you're comfortable in knowing that we're your local lender. You're going to run into us at the grocery store. We're normal people too. We're going to comfort you and walk you through and advise you on how to get your paperwork in, and then letting you know what's available to you. And it's a very smooth process.
So they don't qualify.
Then we figure out what we need to do to get them qualified in the future. We start working on goals. We'll follow up with you on your goals. Some of my favorite transactions are the families that I've worked with for years to help them get their credit repaired. And when they finally close on that home, it's the most rewarding feeling.
Me too. It's
Yeah.
a relationship.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're your lender for life.
Right. I think that's a really important step that people miss, is that even if you feel like there's no way I'm ready, I know my credit's low because there's 85 different websites to check your credit score on now, so everybody can do it. I think that it's really important to keep in mind that even if you're not ready to buy, we still want to talk to you. I still want to meet you. Julie still wants to meet you. Vanessa still wants to talk to you. And they can help you. They can really, truly advise you on your credit, because I don't know what I'm doing with my credit to improve it. I don't know which cards will influence it more, or what missed payments are really killing it, or whatever the case is. And they do. That's what they do day in, day out. They're very well educated. So it's important to know, and it's free. It's free. People are like, what do you mean it's free? It's free. They want your business. They want to help you buy a home. So I think that's a really important thing to think about.
Call us. Sit over a cup of coffee. Let us help you. Let your local lender help you. And if you're not in your area, remember, if you trust us and you know us from some other state, some other town, give us a call. Let us refer you to somebody that we know, that we trust out of the area, because we just want to help you.
Right. We know what we're looking for. Let us do the research for you.
Thanks for listening.
Have a good day, guys.
Bye.